Hello, South Pacific family. It's good to be with you, and it's hard to believe how fast time is flying. When we were together at district conference, I spoke to you about Romans chapter 5 and how the Lord, and to inquire the Lord and experience the pouring out of His love. We moved through the first 5 verses there, that we would suffer, and we had to suffer in order to have endurance that produced character, and character, hope, and hope didn't disappoint because God poured His love out. And then 4 days later, my left eye went blind. It was a weird deal. The suffering piece I was trying to relate to y'all, but as you know, whatever you preach on, you get challenged on. And so it's been a weird month of May. As I was reflecting just today with my wife, May has been a weird one. I had surgery to repair the tear in my retina, and then you have to keep your head down and not move the gas bubble they put in there to help the healing. Until that disappears, you are very, very restricted. It's doing well. I can see again out of my left eye. So it's kind of unique. Rejoice in our suffering. Why? Because we're going to endure it. We're going to keep doing what's right, and that produces the character, so the hope and the experience of God. And that's the uniqueness, is that it was kind of like a forced sabbatical, except I couldn't read with the eyes. But to sit and to be still for 30 days is not easy for me. But during that time, though, what my thoughts were and where I want to share with you comes out of 1 Samuel chapter 30. You know the story where David is not yet king. He's running from his life. King Saul wants to kill him. He's not living in his country. He has a few really good men who are with him. And then he goes to help where he's at, but he comes home back to Ziklag and discovers that it's been raided. His wives, his kids, everything he owns, and all the men that follow him, everything is gone. Everything else is burned. And he's discouraged. Verse 6 says, David was distressed. I know that in ministry there are going to be seasons where you feel distressed. And as I have pondered and thought and tried to put myself in David's shoes, I thought, would I have responded as David did? It says in the 7th verse that he strengthened himself in the Lord. Everybody around him was discouraged. He wasn't the only one distressed. Everyone was discouraged. Everyone was distressed, to the point where they were saying, let's kill David. Let's take him out. Let's just stone him. This isn't worth it. We saw the vision. We thought we understood where we were going. This wasn't part of the plan. And so let's just take him out. David found his strength not in the people, but in the Lord, being still in his presence. And then in verse 8, and this is the part I want you to be captivated by, he inquired of the Lord. We need direction from Him. We can read the latest books. We can hear the greatest fads. And it's not that we shouldn't, but if we don't inquire of the Lord, we might simply be doing it out of our own will, our own way, our own wisdom, our own strength, and it won't last, and it won't succeed. Inquire of the Lord, which I have been doing for behalf of the district. As I shared with you at district conference, our budget is several $100,000 short, and we have to make cuts, and we are actually doing that. I did an exercise just this week with my staff as we went through and prioritized all the tasks and began to say, what are we not going to do? And so a lot of scholarshiping, a lot of reimbursing for people to go to places and travel to places. It's just, we don't have the money for it. And so we're not going to be able to do the things that we have been able to do. The Lord's okay. We're going to live within our means. I've reduced my Sadie Gilmore, who was in the front office there, is not coming back to the office. Her time with our district staff is done. Also, Dan Allen, as at the end of 2024, will also be done, so reducing our staff by 2. Painful. Will we get it all done? No, we won't. We have more work that we could do with them full time. But we got to live within our means. So we're going to do what we need to do. We inquire of the Lord and we trust Him. And I do trust Him. I want to make sure that His provision, which is always perfect, is that we're not spending money on the things that He's not involved in. As you inquire of the Lord and you give leadership to your church, be still before Him. Be encouraged by Him. Keep in step with Him. And know that we are in work that is not of this world, it's eternal. And He wins, even though you might feel like you're losing. To Him be the glory. Let's be encouraged. We are better together.